Learners, in this video, I'll continue with chapter number 4. Today's topic deals with central bank. Now, in all the countries of the world, there exists a central bank. Now, the work of central bank is to manage, is to evaluate, it means to judge, to check and control. That means to regulate the banking activities in the entire country. Besides, a central bank protects the interests and rights of the customers of various banks and of general public. Yes, it takes care of the rights and interests of the customers. R.P. Kent defines a central bank as the institution charged with the responsibility of managing the expansion and contraction of the volume of money in the interest of general public welfare. Yes, over here, the central bank has got the responsibility of managing the increase and decrease, that is the growth and decrease of the quantity of money in the interest of general public welfare. It means it is supposed to see that the quantity, the volume of money in the country should be proper. Hence, central bank is the apex bank of the country whose function is to aid, is to help, is to regulate and promote, that is to upgrade the entire money market and the banking sector, as well as to maintain the monetary, that is financial stability, the financial strength, the financial balance for overall economic good of the nation, for economic development of the nation. Now, mobilization of money has got several macroeconomic implications which impact economic growth and development of the nations. It means the mobilization of the money, the circulation of the money has got large scale impact on the growth and development of a country. The responsibility of regulating the monetary, the financial transactions in the country and maintaining the value of country's currency is with the central bank. So in order to fulfill all these responsibilities, central bank makes some monetary policies. In short, a central bank assumes the responsibility of maintaining the economic stability of the country. A central bank also provides monetary, that is financial advice and suggestions to the government. Our next topic is RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India. We all know the central bank in India, in our country, is known as Reserve Bank of India. Now, under the Reserve Bank of India Act of 1934, the Reserve Bank of India was established on 1st of April 1935 with a private paid up capital of rupees 5 crores. But RBI was then nationalized on 1st of January 1949. Both are important questions. RBI is the apex bank of India which supervises and regulates the entire banking sector as well as formulates the monetary policy of India. We will be studying about monetary policy in my next video, but right now we move on to the functions of Reserve Bank of India. Over here the functions are basically divided into two. The very first one is monetary functions, the second one is non-monetary functions. I first start with the monetary functions, that is monetary responsibilities. The very first one in it is currency issue. Now RBI of India has the sole right, has the right, only right to issue notes of denominations starting from rupees 2 and above. So what about below it? Currency note of 1 rupee and all currency coins are issued by the Finance Ministry of Government of India, but the distribution, the circulation of 1 rupee notes and currency coins is done by the RBI as the agent of the Government of India, as the representative of the Government of India. The second one is banker to the government. RBI is a banker, RBI is advisor and agent, that is the representative of the central government and of all state governments. It manages government bonds, government accounts, currency coins and notes of rupee 1, and also provides loans to the government. Yes, RBI provides loans to government when they require. The third one is bankers bank and lender of last resort. Lender of last resort means lender at the last point of time. The RBI is a banker and regulator of all the scheduled banks in the country. It manages the cash reserves of banks, determines the direction of credit. Yes, how much credit should be given, what should be the interest on it, everything is decided by the RBI, as well as directs the credit policy and rate of interest for all the banks. It is also lender of last resort for the scheduled banks in case of emergency. In case of emergency, if a bank is unable to get short-term loan from any other bank, then RBI will help out. The fourth function is credit control. The RBI controls the process of credit creation and money supply in the economy with the help of various tools of monetary policies. Now, you all know what is credit creation. The fifth one is custodian of foreign exchange reserves. RBI has the responsibility of maintaining the value of rupee. Yes, we have already started. It has got the responsibility of maintaining the country's currency vis-a-vis other countries under the fixed exchange rate regime, that is fixed exchange rate system. Under free exchange rate system, now what is free exchange rate system? That is explained, where exchange rate is determined by the market on the basis of demand and supply. RBI maintains the value of Indian currency by buying and selling foreign exchange in the open market as and when required. Yes, as per the requirement, the buying and selling of Indian currency will be done in the open market by RBI. The RBI is also the custodian of India's reserves of foreign currencies. It also administers foreign exchange reserves by checking the inflow or outflow of foreign exchange. Yes, the administration work of foreign exchange reserves is done by RBI. Now, I start with the non-monetary functions of Reserve Bank of India. The first one is regulatory and supervisory functions. RBI supervises the functioning of the entire financial and money markets, which include branch expansion. Branch expansion means to start with a new branch in a particular area. Yes, if required, the RBI will give the permission. And methods of working of scheduled banks, the way of working of the scheduled banks, working of non-banking finance companies and of cooperative banks. The next is promotional functions. Now we all know even today Many people don't have a bank account. They are dependent on unorganized money market for credit needs. For example, money lenders, shroffs, etc. Many people make business related payments in cash rather than checks. So it is difficult to know the exact value of transactions taking place in the country, and hence it becomes more difficult to ascertain the exact value of money or to arrive at the actual figure of national income. So RBI tries to create the banking awareness among the people. It encourages bank expansion in rural areas and promotes the setting up of cooperative banks in the interest of the people, for the welfare of the people. It makes efforts to get more and more people under organized money market. The next is financial inclusion and development. Now in India, we all know that there are people who are divided among the rural urban areas, or India is a country with huge degree of economic diversity and rural urban divide, and hence whenever major economic reforms, major economic changes are taken place, so it is necessary that the benefits of these reforms should reach or should be useful for the people, for all the segments. That is, whenever major economic reforms and changes come about, it is necessary that all people and economic units of all segments receive benefits of such changes. For such inclusion, RBI continuously makes efforts. It provides special credit facilities to priority sectors like agriculture, small-scale industries, self-employed people, etc. It also makes efforts to increase the information flow and enhance awareness regarding banking among the masses. Yes, we get SMS from RBI for awareness purpose. Now in present times, RBI manages the Prime Minister's Jan Dhan Yojana, very famous one we all know. RBI also works towards protecting the interests and rights of customers. It publishes all types of banking related information and statistics as well as experts articles in order to promote the research related to the banking and monetary improvement in the country. On the RBI website, people can get free access to such information. Yes, if we want to get the information, we can easily use the website of RBI. Students, with this I am done with the topic of central bank. I'll continue with the same chapter in my next video also. Till that time, take care of yourself. Thank you.